Well, good Sunday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work, and this is part of Joe Boo's day job. Actually, it's Sunday, and we're about 30 minutes before kickoff of the last week of the NFL season, and I always try and get every bit of work I can get done. One of my philosophy is anything I can get done today means it's something I don't have to get done tomorrow. And so I'm in here actually working, trying to get some stuff done, getting ready for my Inventables to come in. And what I need is I need a place to put this thing on. This thing is about 300 pounds, and it has to be on a stable level platform because you've got this whole head that's moving around, and it gets to be moving around very quickly doing all its cuts so that the weight and everything is going to shift a lot. So you need a good solid base. And so I've been building this whole center that I'm working on. I've got a few problems that I'm dealing with because this literally is the nerve center or the guts of my workshop because it's my table saw, it's my joiner, it's my planer, and now it's going to be my Inventables. So the first thing I did was yesterday, I actually built the cabinet and the outfeed table over here for the table saw, and it's going to have a dual purpose to it. It's going to be able to give me an assembly area. I can drop the saw blade down, and I've got a real good work surface over here. In fact, I've been sitting here working on this morning, cutting and making the base cabinet. This is actually the base cabinet unit for the Inventables. It's 64 inches long. The work surface area that you need is 65 and 3/4 by 31 and a half. You're looking at this and saying that's only 24 inches wide, which is true. But see, what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and we're going to end up cutting the table saw part right here, and we're going to end up tying it together. This, of course, it's about roughly about 4 inches of space between the bottom of the Inventables and the work surface. So I want those to marry up even. So when I lay a piece of plywood on, I can just slide it in here. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to mount a piece up underneath of here, like a 2x6. Excuse me. We're going to mount a 2x6 up underneath of here, and we're going to be able to tie these together to get the strength that we need to help hold it. So that way, this whole center will be tied together. Now, this is going to slide down here more. I'm dropping stuff all over the place because literally I've ripped the shop apart. I'm going to have to redo the dust collection so that way it goes out there further. And this table will actually slide up just about even with the table saw here. I'm running into a couple of little problems here, but I think I can easily remedy it. And let me show you what I mean here. See down here, this is actually my thickness planer. And when I put the cabinet tight, I've got actually the wheels and the control knobs that'll be inside of the cabinet. And I want to be able to close the cabinet up because if we don't close the cabinet up, we're going to get a lot of the dust and stuff that's going to come flying off of the planer. So what I can do is I can actually shift the planer more over closer to the table saw. It'll be a tight fit in there, but we'll still be able to go with our 8-foot pieces of lumber right through there. And then we can close up the cabinet so we don't get a lot of wood chips and stuff in there. Inside the cabinet itself, I'm going to end up putting some drawers in there so that way I can keep, anything extra, keep the computer in there for the Inventables, keep any pieces that I need, keep the blades and stuff in there. And then below have adjustable shelves so that way I can actually use that for storage for extra pieces as we build them. But this is coming along pretty good. What I'm going to do, and again, this is just the base unit, is this will end up being 32-inch wide top on here, and that's why we want to slide it back because we want it to be close to being even here. That will get tied to this, which will give me 2 sheets of plywood to give it extra strength. And you can see already before I even put the backing on here, this is 270 pounds. This is about how much the Inventables will weigh, and it won't be any problem holding it up. I did put in solid 3/4-inch pieces on the bottom to keep it true and also to give it extra strength. We'll go through and we'll do the same thing here with the backer piece. We'll end up doing about a 10-inch piece right there, which will also too give it more rigidity and strength and help keeping it from being able to rack as this thing goes. And then finally a sheet of 1/2 inch plywood to really lock it in there. Because the key on this is there will be a lot of side to side motion with that head, and you want to make sure that it can be able to handle it and withstand it. I'm probably going to end up doing something else too with the table saw. Table saw has a little bit of play in it, so I may end up putting some extra supports on it to help lock it in. It is an old table saw that has gotten to be a little creaky, but I think by the time we put all of this stuff together, the footprint and the scale of it and the weight of it will help to keep it truly strong. But I'm definitely enjoying how this is working. I'll need to make an insert to go in here to finish it off because I want it to be smooth to go all the way in. And from a standpoint of being able to maximize what we do, to be able to come in the side door here with a sheet of plywood, drop it on the table surface here, slide it into the Inventables, let it cut all the pieces. I can then take it over here and just start assembling. So it should work out actually really, really well for what we want to do. Now, meantime, I got 20 minutes before the game starts, and I want to be down there seeing who the Cowboys will play in the playoffs. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate you guys being here and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. That's a big piece. Good Lord. That's going to be a big machine. I can't wait to get her running.